Hello, hello. In today's podcast, I'm with my partner Vanessa, and I'm Laura, and we're going to talk a little bit about our experience as first test takers of the C1 exam. So, to start with, Vanessa, I really would like to know about your preparation process for this test. So, tell us how did you prepare for it, and what will you do differently?
Okay, I have to say that just thinking about the test made me nervous and anxious at the beginning. So I had to start lowering my anxiety and actually start preparing myself for the test. So, firstly, what I was doing was to read articles, to watch videos, to practice, um, because I felt that it was not a good idea to take online tests. However, I discovered during the last weeks that I also needed to practice with online tests because it can give me like an idea of the format of the test. So I started doing the the online test. So what I have done differently is that maybe combine both practices so I can practice by immersing myself in the language, but also trying to do more online tests.
Okay, that's right. We need to keep on practicing our linguistic skills, but we also need to get closer to these tests that we are about to face. So we need to know the format. And let's dive in into into the date in which you took the test. So tell us which were the skills in which you felt more confident or less confident, and why do you think that?
I felt pretty confident doing the listening part. It was a surprise for me because this one was especially the one was most challenging. But in this case, I felt pretty good. I answered all questions and also I understood most parts of the audios. And the one I felt less comfortable with was the writing part because the topic was unexpected for me. So I just tried to write about what I remembered of this topic. So it was pretty difficult for me.
Okay, that's interesting. It was also pretty rough of a topic, but
Okay, so we already talked about the test itself, but it's also relevant to talk about the growth in terms of professional field. So I would like to ask you, Laura, how do you plan to use your experience as a taste taker to improve your teaching practices?
well, first of all, I must say that before this experience, I remember that to my students, I used to explain to them some strategies or some ways in which they could pass the test. So I used to present them the formats and let's say some aids that they could have or that they can abstract meaning, some things that could be helpful for them. But now I think that I was leaving aside the part of the self-care. So from now on, I will keep on instructing them into the part of the format of the test and also some strategies, but also I will tell them how to plan, like to start studying from weeks before the exam in order for them to feel really prepared or at least try to be really prepared and also take care of themselves, to rest, to be physically ready to present the exams.
I'm sure that your students would love those tips.
Okay.
They're very useful. Okay, and what advice do you give to other English teachers who are preparing for this test?
Okay, for peers, I will say that first of all, look for the aids that the ILEX provides you. Like, look for the videos, look for the tips that they give you. Try to practice with formats that tend to be similar to a test when once you know what is the format. Let's say that you practice with the IELTS mocks or with the Cambridge mocks. Also, practice your concentration, because when you're presenting an exam, you really need to focus on the task that you are doing each time with each skill. And finally, timing. You need to really take your time. As you said, when you practice, you need to really time yourself so you know how much will you spend in the real test.
Yeah, you're right. So that would be everything for today. We hope something that we have said will be helpful for you as a future test taker. And bye bye.
Bye bye.